we worked really, really hard this year. Whether or not that should be, you know, the reason why you win as a coaching staff. I think it's more, you know, you win every game, you go undefeated. Nobody really surprises in the league. You know, everybody kind of finishes where they were picked. So, you know, we work hard every year, just like every other coaching staff. And there was a lot of there was a lot of good basketball being played in our league. So we're fortunate that, you know, we coach the players that we do. And anytime the people that you play against, the coaches that you coach against, vote and think you did the best job of anybody else, that means something. Whether it's, you know, the first time that it happens or many times. What'd you say it was?
16.
16. However many times it was. You know, it's still meaningful and it still feels, you know, good. Even my players congratulated me, so it must be important. It's not like we have to play 3 games and everybody else only has to play 1. You know, everybody's in the same situation. Some people are going to have to play 4 if they get that far. So you hope you can play 3 games, and that's the goal. That's the goal for everybody going down there. They want to play in the championship game. I don't think it matters at this time of the year. Unless you've got kids out for the year and they're just definitely not able to play, I don't think it matters. Everybody's going to be in the same situation. And if somebody gets really hot and plays great for 3 straight days, a couple kids get really hot and play great, you've seen it happen. It doesn't take much in a tournament like this to turn it all upside down.
You know, last night after the men's game and they played 2 hours, the conference asked them not to have a handshake line after they just bumped into each other for 2 hours. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense?
I know. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? Like, you just sweated all over each other for 2 hours and you don't shake hands after the game. I think everybody's looking to be like everybody else in the world. Let's be politically correct. Let's make sure that we say, well, we did our part, whatever that is. But look, I understand the seriousness of this because people are dying from it. But, you know, it's like what's going on at the airports today. You know, like, that's actually necessary in the world we live in today, you know? So we just do things, I think. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. In this particular case, there's a lot of bodily fluids flying around for 2 hours. I don't think shaking hands is going to be the game changer there at the end of the game. You know, I had somebody ask me the other day, he said, well, you know, do you think the competition will be any better or any different? What do you think it will be in the Big East next year? So I have no idea. I haven't seen a lot of those teams. But you still have to play them, and you still have to play better than them, and you still have to, you know, execute and be better. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. It doesn't matter what league you're in. You know, you still have to show up every night. You still got to play. So I don't know what the big significance of it is. I just know that, you know, we come out here, we practice really hard every day, and go out and play the games, whoever we're scheduled to play against. And we don't win them all, but we win most of them.
Conference tournaments give certain players, you know, a good chance to build momentum going into the tournament, like you mentioned Liv last year.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, you know, from either team-wide or certain individuals this year to, you know, what are you looking for them to do this weekend to get in the best shape possible for the rest of the month?
You know, the worst part about our tournament And it was the same way in the previous years. It's been like this pretty much whatever league. The way it's set up, there's so much time between what happens maybe on if you play Monday night and you win, and you had a great tournament. You as an individual had an amazing tournament. You as a team played great. Now you got to wait 2 weeks before you play again. So whatever momentum you build, it's going to be hard to sustain that. Now, if you were, if it was men's basketball and you play Monday in the championship game and then the NCAA tournament starts Thursday night or Friday, you're on it. It's just like the regular season, but it's just a lot of time. So you just hope that, that these 3 days you keep taking a step forward. That's been the mantra for us these last 3 weeks. I mean, these last 3 games especially. We need to take another step forward. To wherever we're going, wherever this team can get to, whatever that is. Every day we have to take another step towards that. We can't afford to take any steps back. That's what you do in December and January. A couple going forward, one going back, a couple going forward, one going back. At this time of the year, every step you take has to be towards whatever that goal is that you're trying to reach. So that's what I want. I want 3 days of basketball, number one. I want us to play for 3 days. And like my friend Doug Bruno says, that means you got to win 1 in a row 3 times. So, you go out, you play Saturday, and then you play Sunday if you win, and then you play Monday if you win, and you keep making strides, keep making positive strides. That's it. That's we're not playing to get into the NCAA tournament. We're not playing for seeding, because last year we won the tournament, we dropped. So I don't even know what, you're playing for what? You're playing to win the conference tournament. That's it.
Maybe this is a next week question, but to keep that momentum going next week, like in the 2 weeks, what will you be doing then?
What can you do? You need time off, so you're not practicing every day. How do you kill 2 weeks? How do you find enough things to work on? You got 2 weeks of practice, so you need time away. You can't give them 3 days off like we did and send them home because it's spring break. They actually have class, so they're just going to school and you're not practicing, or they're practicing and it's like preseason. We still got 2 weeks before we play, so it's not ideal. You got kids that are all banged up and they need to get healthy. It's ideal. So you just got to do the best you can. We have a routine that we follow. If we play Monday, these are our days off. The rest of the week, this is when we practice. If we can try to figure out when do we play, is it Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday? I think that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday. Okay. Then we try to figure out when do you think we'll play? So what days do we need off? Because we only like to practice a certain number of days before every game. So we have a routine, we have a plan, and we spend a lot of time working on our own stuff. We don't worry about scouting reports. So it's a time almost like preseason again, just working on ourselves.
Have you been happy with the step forward, step forward, step forward?
These last 3 games, yeah. You know what puts a little bounce in your step? When the ball goes in all the time. So, you make 16 threes in a game. You're hopping and skipping all the way to the end line, You go to those games where we're shooting 25% from the floor, you're crawling through broken glass in exactly 1 step at a time. So right now, the ball's going in. Players kind of found their stride a little bit, mentally and physically. And you try to build on it.
You obviously recruit very confident kids, but can winning a Player of the Year for the conference or getting first team conference be a positive affirmation for some of these guys, get their confidence back?
Yeah, I've had years, you know what I had to do? I had to like talk people off the ledge. You know, somebody that was, you know, oh my God, they thought they were going to make preseason, they thought they were going to make first team and they didn't. Or they thought they were going to get Player of the Year and they didn't get it. You know, it's so much of it is about perspective, you know? Hey, people vote. People vote. One thing they didn't vote on, who was the best team in the league? It was us. Everything else was a vote. You know? They announced all the awards, right?
Yeah.
You guys got all the awards?
Yeah.
So Liv went from not starting to being like crucial, and she didn't get most improved. So maybe she was planning on that. I don't know. So maybe she's disappointed and really pissed and is going to like go out and prove something. I don't know. You know, Aubrey didn't make the all-freshman team. So, you know, Anna wasn't freshman of the year. So, how'd they react to that? Are they all pissy about it and they're going to like, what? You know, are they moaning and, you know, and pouting and feeling sorry for themselves? Who knows? You know, Crystal was a preseason Player of the Year and she didn't get it. Who knows? You just hope people keep it in perspective and say, hey, these are people that voted. And don't think there isn't a lot of anti-Connecticut votes out there. So, you know, don't get caught up in all that. Don't get caught up in all that. You know, it's great. It's something to celebrate, something to be proud of, something that you'll always remember. But in the big scheme of things, you know, it's people's opinion. I don't put too much stock in people's opinion.
What impressed you most about what Meg did this year?
Well, she stopped blaming other factors for her not being what she wanted to be and took matters into her own hands. Basically, she said, okay, this is what I've done my first 2 years, and this is what I want to accomplish now. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to get in better shape. I'm going to take better care of myself. I'm going to practice harder. I'm going to become more of the kind of player that I know I need to be to help our team be successful. And she went about and did that. So, to me, it's a perfect example of, you know, you come to college, you think you got it all figured out, things don't work out for you, and you got two choices. You know, complain, blame, transfer, or get to work and say, if I want something different, then I got to do something different. And she went ahead and did it. So she should be really proud of herself. I know I am. She should be.